Welcome to the DL Gaming Podcast, where we are super hype and positive always, all the time. My name's Christian.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Nick.
I'm gonna be trying to recover from that intro, but I liked it. He comes in hot. How we doing? How's everybody doing?
Everybody's just preoccupied with Diablo IV, I'm guessing. We're all just like thinking
I'm
about
playing
that
right
while
now
we're
with
trying to
Bobby, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
You guys are playing together.
I'm just kidding. We're not playing.
That'd be pretty fun.
None of us have played together, in fact. Well, I haven't played with anyone. Everybody's playing this game, but nobody's playing with me.
We have a DLG clan, according to Discord, guys. Have you joined?
No, I was looking yesterday to see how to join or who put it together. What's it called? I don't know, but it'd be great if we had that information. We could tell everybody right now.
The game does not tell you very well that you've been invited to a clan, so you need to check manually if you have.
What's manually? I go outside and check my mailbox. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you got to go to social and you got to go to clan, and then you got to join clan, and then it'll then tell you that you've been invited to one.
So go to the clan tab and you might see it.
Yeah, you might see it.
Carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeon.
I think they called it DLG too, so I'll search around for it, see if I can find it.
Well, if they didn't send you an invite, dude,
we're not in. Yeah. We're not cool enough.
If you were wondering if you're cool or not, that's pretty much that'll tell you.
Are you in the in group?
Are you in the in
group?
In your own company? Are you in?
Did you get invited to your own company's clan?
We're not the stars of the show here. I think we all know that.
No, definitely not.
So you guys have spent a lot of time on Diablo then, like the whole fucking weekend?
Yeah, I mean, love how you say there, Diablo, by the way. Diablo.
What's wrong with that? Diablo.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
Well, it doesn't sound scary or demonic at all. That's why.
Here.
What? Diablo?
Diablo.
This is how I talk. Wow.
Yeah. You're saying it like abs.
Okay, first of all, you need to get back to where you start using loonies and toonies, you piece of shit. No more Diablo for you. You don't get to play until you say it right.
It's like the difference between pasta and pasta. I guess.
Oh my God.
That's exactly the difference.
It's coming from the guy, every time he says Twitter, he whistles it through a gap in his teeth. I mean, come on, give me a break here.
Well, I don't know which one of that.
I don't know who that is. Is that me, Twitter?
Say it, Bobby. Say
Twitter?
Okay.
Twitter?
Oh, he does will.
You're being very professional right now. I can't change how I am. I was born this way, okay? Diablo, happy that you guys are playing.
Diablo
sounds like you're going to roll up in some Gushers and a Capri Sun and play with your friends on a Saturday night when you're 11. It's not Diablo. It's Diablo. Shit.
Sorry. I'm not playing it. Maybe that's why I can't pronounce it.
You should
Maybe
play
it was
it.
meant to be.
We'll just call it Devil Quattro. How about that?
Devil will make up for the...
I like it. Okay. I don't know.
Man, that is one hell of a start of a show, everybody.
Yeah, that was hot. Before we talk about highlights, maybe we go to On the Radar, games that have come to our attention.
I think
but we
should
haven't
too.
played. I guess Kingdom 80s. What's going on?
What did that mean?
Kingdom 80s. So this makes a lot more sense when I'm going to talk about the game that I've been playing all week called Kingdom 2 Crowns. But Kingdom 80s is the new version or the new game that they're coming out with. This is a mobile game, but it's also on PC. The Kingdom series has been around for a long time. Kingdom New Lands, Kingdom 2 Crowns is the latest one, although that came out 5 years ago. But Kingdom 80s is the new one coming out. I'll talk about 2 Crowns later, and I like that one a lot because it was the first one where they did multiplayer. This one, however, they're going back to single player. What is cool about it, though, is it is set in modern day, well, the 80s, but it's not like a medieval fantasy setting. These are 2D city builders, which is an interesting idea. I've never really seen it done quite like this. So I was instantly hooked on it. It's a very simple game and almost borders on
an idle game?
Yeah, it almost borders on an idle game, but not quite. You still have to be present when you're playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty time consuming. It can seem a little slow, but I am kind of excited about the new setting here. This is by Fury Studios. They're the ones that make all these games, and I don't know. It's kind of a small sleeper hit, if you ask me. Like, not a lot of people know about these games, but they are pretty good.
So is 2 Crowns a mobile game as well?
Yeah, pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it will be on mobile.
It would work well, the format for a mobile game. This looks awesome, though.
It's kind of
I
like a
can't believe they-
Stranger Things take on the first
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, totally. Like, what an awesome idea. They have this medieval fantasy city building, and like, let's go to the 80s. Like,
Yeah, and have them
Sweet.
pretend. It's kind of like the stick of truth, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like the whole look. I like it all, man. It's fucking.
Yeah, planned
don't
release date is 2023. So I guess we got 6 months until we see this, something around there.
Let's send them a twit, Christian.
okay.
Tell them we like your stuff.
That I will say that word for word. We like your stuff. I'm going to leave 2 spaces between all the words, though. I think it looks pretty
All caps, italicized.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Raw Fury publisher. Cool.
Nice.
All right, that's it for me. What do you guys got?
Well, that was it for Kingdom 80s, Bobby. But it
Bobby,
wasn't.
And what do you mean, this open question? God, Bobby, you can do better. Come on.
And speaking of kingdoms, there's no kingdom bigger than Warhammer 40K.
Oh, geez. Yeah, so Warhammer had its Skulls Fest the week I was gone. A bunch of stuff came out regarding like games that have been already announced. Like trailers have come out for them, to include Rogue Trader, which is like for those who are very familiar with the Pathfinder PC games. The main producer and developer for those games is making the Rogue Trader game. But one game that nobody saw coming at all is Speed Freaks, and it's spelled Freeks for those who don't know Warhammer spelling. It is a twisted metal-like game where you play as orcs or the Imperium, and people who have played the alpha have already said that it's amazing, as far as like for the experience and time and like time to fun. It is really quick. It's like a good game to play for like an hour or two and then switch to something else. But everyone compares this game directly to Twisted Metal, but with a little bit more of a third person shooter kind of feel, because some of the vehicles allow you to shoot around it, instead of just directly in front or directly behind and things like that. There's not too much known as far as like how the cars work and like regarding like building them. There are supposed to be a bunch of different chassis, and you're supposed to be able to like attach certain weapons and weapon upgrades to them. But overall, it just seems like a really fun, like driving shoot 'em up game. It is multiplayer. You can get into the alpha test pretty easy, apparently. You just got to go to the store page, Warhammer 40K Speed Freaks, and then click join alpha. And then whenever they do a public test, you just get invited. So it's very much like the same process for Dark and Darker. So
Through Steam. Yeah, that's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. Did you just coin TTF, or has that been around for a while and I just haven't been paying attention?
what do you mean TTF?
Time to fun.
Time to fun?
Time to
pretty
fun?
good.
No, that's been a thing, man. Like how long it takes for a game to like immediately start being fun. Like there's games where like the intro cinematic sucks, like the main menu sucks, like the loading sucks. So it's like time to fun is like 20 minutes.
The
Like,
47
they're-
game.
What? See, I interpreted that totally differently. I was thinking of games like Warcraft or even Diablo 4, which just like I'm just grinding for like 5 days until I hit top
Dude.
level, and then it gets fun, and I start.
Oh yeah,
getting
see
good gear.
that's like time to fun, like the exacerbated way. But then you expect that in a Diablo game. When it
Yeah.
comes to games like for example, I think to me the game with the fastest time to fun is Marvel Snap. You just launch and then you just press play, and then within like 10 seconds you're in a game.
It's 1
Mhm.
second, dude. It's like 1 or 2 seconds tops.
Yeah.
I've
And
been
it's
playing
like-
Marvel Snap on the shitter, and it's been great. It's been a great
Yeah.
time of
Emilio quit,
TTS and TTF.
I did quit. Yeah.
but that's for
Emilio
another
beat
episode.
Marvel Snap. When I went into Marvel Snap, they had like a billboard of him, like a bounty billboard. They're like, "Have you seen this man?"
Yeah, the
We-
guy who was out in the first round at the fucking tournament. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, dude.
I
Sorry.
let
you sound-
everybody down. I let everybody down.
Why do you fucking suck so bad with your
I know.
Galactus deck?
I know. I don't know why I went with the deck that I went with, dude. I have no idea.
Trying to be
Anyway,
cover up your DLG tattoo. Don't
Yeah,
ever talk
so-
about it again.
thanks
off
for
the
talking
podcast.
about Warhammer 40K Speed Freaks.
No problem.
When you want to go fast is when you're running away from monsters in Outlast Trials. I don't actually know anything much about it. I don't know why it's called Trials. The reason I put it on here is because it has 94%, and I know Bobby is an Outlast fan, and I was curious if you knew it was out, if you had any plans of picking it up. I know you're burnt out on that whole run and hide thing, but at a 94%, it's like, does that change your mind?
Well, I'm interested in the multiplayer or the co-op in this. That's the big selling point for me. So I think when it came out, I said, like, anybody want to play, just let me know. Like, if someone else picks it up, I'll pick it up. But
I bet you Nick would play with you.
I'll play with you.
Yeah, it could be the next Phasmophobia.
Kind of. So this game, the reason it's called Outlast Trials is that you play as a character in the Outlast universe. I believe you can even create your own character. But what ends up happening is that it's very much the asymmetric multiplayer. So one person can be the monster, I believe. Or I think right now in its early access, it's just co-op. So there's nobody that can be the monster yet. It is early access. And that's why a lot of like reviewers are saying that it's good, but it's not like where it should be. Apparently it's really fun. The maps are fun. The mechanics are fun. It's not just run and hide now. There's interaction with like you can't like kill, the boss that you're constantly being chased by, or like its henchmen, but you can like incapacitate them and things like that. But it very much is like objective based co-op play. Like, like unlock this door by finding a key, and like to be able to find the key, you have to do this and that. Like there's like a whole laundry list of things you have to do to be able to escape. And it's not like if one person dies, the whole run's over kind of thing either. It's
slightly off topic. From what you're talking about, Nick, have you seen any of the clips for Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that just came out?
No,
it didn't come out. It's going to come out this month, right? I was looking at it today too.
Oh, maybe it wasn't early. Maybe some streamers or press got like early previews or something. But I've been seeing lots of clips on socials, and it looks fucking fun. And what you're talking about too, people are praising like it's not simple. Like it's a multi-step process, and there's a lot to like understand about your escape.
Yeah, and what other people also say is that you can play this game solo. Like you can very much play this game by yourself as kind of like an Outlast game, and it's nice because it's not always the same environment and always the same enemies and stuff, but it very much is intended to be co-op. So I just wanted to mention that.
That was pretty cool. Thanks for elaborating on the game that I put on there. That's nice.
Well, what's scary is Miasma. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Dude,
Miasma
I hear
Chronicles?
Like I have an idea what Miasma is because so many games use it. It's kind of like an ethereal negative cloud. Is that where you guys are at with Miasma?
You are. Miasma is a term that was invented in like I think it was the 18th century or it's like 19th century.
Oh, is it?
It was
like
literally
bad
just
air?
Whatever they fucking believed that was like in the air that could kill you. Like the official definition of miasma is just like stinky or unhealthy vapor.
Yeah, like pre germ theory.
Yeah, pre germ theory.
Yeah.
When I heard the term miasma, I thought it was for all, like people with foreskin, the stuff that gets in between that.
Oh no. Stop. That is called
it's called something asthma though, isn't it?
No.
Schmegma?
Schmegma. Close.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's disgusting.
I can't even move on from that, dude. It's so bad.
You know what? We're calling it wraps. Me and Bobby gonna go play Diablo
and titties. Miasma titties.
Miasma titties.
So Miasma Chronicles is a turn-based tactical game from the guys who put together Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. Bobby, you finished that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Road to Eden was the subtitle, but yeah, I remember beating that game. I really enjoyed that one.
That's good. That's good. That's looking good for these guys and this game. So it's a character-based one. So you're not forming an army like XCOM. You playing as the same 3 characters throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that's how Mutant Year Zero was as well.
Yeah. Was it the same 3, or was it was there people you could swap out, Bobby?
There was a pig, a duck, anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah. They made that world, and I thought that world was pretty cool. I'm surprised that they didn't stick with it The environments look the same in this, kind of like post-apocalyptic. I don't know, swamp punk, if you want.
Swamp punk. I like that. Stealing that now.
It's awesome.
But I was looking at it, and so there seems to be, amongst the other things, I like the turn-based tactics. Looks great. It looks like there's like a stealth mechanic within the turn-based tactics. So a lot of times, like games, you'll get to a certain point, and then your guys are over here, and maybe you can like put your puzzle piece, or you put your chess pieces where you want before the match starts. But this one seems to have a mode where you're sneaking about and trying to get the best position to get that initial jump. And I thought that was pretty cool. There's a guy who has turrets, and that's my favorite thing. So that's pretty cool. Graphics, I mean, we're talking AAA. I mean, it looks beautiful. Really, really good. There's a robot, a boy, and a girl. And and there's Miasma all around. So looks good. I wish I will have time to play this, but I can't even get through the beginning of XCOM. Man, XCOM is so fucking good, guys. Like
XCOM 2?
XCOM 2, yeah. It's like,
did I hear that you tried Mechanicus?
No, but I was about to, and then somehow I got into XCOM 2 again instead. And the game is so hard. And when you win, it's like, did I win with acceptable losses? Mm-hmm. Was that enough? Can I save this game and then go on to the next one, or should I restart? It's like, it's rough that way. And I had one, the one that I'm thinking about, I had a character die, and it still gave me an A rating. That's how hard this game is, And
XCOM?
then there's like, XCOM 2, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's hard as shit.
Yeah,
it's definitely hard as shit.
There's this one where it's like, go save the people that are getting, like, they're getting raided on right now. And you get down there. I'm so glad that Miasma Chronicles was used as a stepping stone for me to get to XCOM 2. But so they're getting attacked. It's this like this rebel camp that got ambushed by aliens, and you get there after they're getting their ass kicked, and they're like, save them all. And there's no way. Like on round 2, the guys they're like, the aliens are walking up to guys and just blowing their heads off and like going like this in your eyes, and you're like, fuck, man, you're 3 turns away from me. And then so you restart, and you're like, maybe I can save him. No, there's zero way, right? And then and then you extend yourself to try to save more, and then you get blown up. And it's just like, no, you have to play tactically and just watch people die. That's your best option. And it's just, it's heart-wrenching, man. But
storytelling.
And that's XCOM 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
You should probably play XCOM 2 before
It's
I
so
die.
good, dude. It's so I can't believe how good it looks this long after it came out.
Are you playing with mods or anything, or just straight out of the box?
Some mods. Don't Waste My Time is probably the best one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I think you got
Oh, sorry. That was Miasma Chronicles.
Oh my god, is there Polybridge 3
Chronicles.
now?
Gross. And the last one I'm throwing on here is Polybridge 3. I'm just
Polybridge?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, cool.
The alcohol's starting to take effect. Dude, you gotta stop moving these things down so quickly. You're not giving me enough time to click on it. Now where it's at, and I can't click on it.
Sorry.
Scroll
dude.
down.
Where is it?
And we should probably say the actual name of the game when we announce it. I mean, you guys you're so concerned about the segue, but then you step all over the name of the game. Like, it just doesn't exist.
I said Polybridge 3. What are you talking about? It's Polybridge 3. And I still don't have a link. Where's my link?
You just scroll down. Scroll back.
Mom, the meatloaf.
Oh, he just deleted it. It's gone.
I know.
Oh,
all right.
deleted it? Sorry.
Yeah.
That's right there. Congrats.
Okay,
My
thank
bad.
you. I'm going to click on it.
Okay.
It's a physics game. All right, thanks. If you're Polybridge it's a very old game. Yeah, it is a physics puzzle game where you're trying to get these little cars across a bridge, and of course, it gets more and more difficult as you go. You can make ramps, or you got to make sure that the whole thing is supported. I'm seeing now that you got to get ships through there, so it's got to fold, and different things like that. Anyway, initially it was called Polybridge because it was very polygonal, like hardcore chunky polygons, and now it's beautiful compared to its old style. If you like puzzle games, it's like I wouldn't say it's like relaxing because it can get aggravating because it has instant start. So as soon as you fuck up, you can already start building and tweak and tweak and tweak until you get the the bridge that gets the little car across. But I was very impressed with its current graphics. It's coming in at $18 now. I think with these graphics, if the music's nice, which I haven't I haven't checked, I think it'd be a nice place to hang out for a little while.
When Polybridge 1 came out on mobile, that was like the first mobile game I think I remember playing. How about you guys? Did you play it on Steam or?
I played it on Steam.
I played it on Steam.
I remember putting a lot of time in my phone for Polybridge 1. Yeah. Cool.
I didn't realize there was a Polybridge 2. We just jumped to 3.
Fuck part 2. Nobody cared. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, the first one came out just 5 years ago, I think.
Really? I feel like it's way older,
What?
dude.
No
I feel like
way.
it's 10 years old, man.
No, maybe it's more than 5, but it's not 10.
Give it
It's
to
gotta
me.
be
2016.
32 years old.
Yeah, 2016 is when it came out.
Okay.
And then 2 came out in 2020.
Yeah, but nobody cares about 2.
Apparently not.
2's the cock-out game. No one plays 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you guys talk about something other than Diablo 4 until I get back? Something that nobody cares on, like Feudums?
Dude, that fucking hurts. But I can talk about Feudums. That sounds good. So last week, I was desperately searching for a kingdom builder, a text-based kingdom builder. I said, reach out to me, and if you know of any. And I had to fight like the people away from me. My DMs were full. Everyone was dying to tell me about these text-based kingdom builders now. Not one person messaged me, and I was really sad. But that didn't deter me to do my own research. And I ran into Feudums, which is in pre-alpha, and it is so fun. It's such a good idea. It's the same concept with a lot of these text-based kingdom builders. So you play a game over a month period of time, and when a tick turns down, everything you've queued to do on your turn just goes through. It's in a medieval setting, so you are increasing your feudal properties, and that's why it's called Feudums. And you're playing with up to 50 other people on the same map, and you can invite your friends to play beside you so that you can form a kingdom together. But this game, text-based kingdom builders were usually pretty simple. You had your 4 resources like clay, wood, gold, and rocks. You built spearmen, bowmen, and then you took over other people's places and you expanded. This game is very complicated. There's like, you have to assign labor to different tiles. You have to expand your city from a village to a town. You're balancing seasonally your resources. So in autumn, you're making more food. But in the winter, you can't mine and you can't hunt and you can't fish. So there's a lot going on here, and I'm super excited because even in the pre-alpha stage, it is so fun. I feel like I put 6 hours in, and I'm checking it every 45 minutes or so throughout the day when I'm awake. I'm just queuing up my things, leaving it. No push notifications, no annoying monetization, no nothing like that. So conceptually, it's good. It's just, I think when it's released, will it come with those things? Like, how are they going to monetize? I wouldn't blame them if they put some sort of pay-to-win access in because, it's kind of like we talked about before. Everyone complains when pay-to-win stuff is in, but it's in there for a reason because people pay to win and then people make money off that. So Feudums, I hope doesn't do that. Maybe they'll put just cosmetics only. Maybe it'll be a subscription. I would pay probably $5 a month to play this game. That seems fair to me. Yeah. Text-based kingdom builders, guys. Any interest? I'm looking on faces. I'm seeing blank stares. I'm seeing eyebrows raised, slight smiles.
I'd rather play Polybridge 2.
Oh, damn.
I'd rather, but that's text games.
I'll go fuck
Okay, there's a reason why we got graphics, okay? Okay.
What makes it a text-based?
Well, it's
kingdom
based
builder?
on it's based on a text-based kingdom builder. So in the old days there was no graphics, but now, of course, there is some graphics. I mean, you have a map of your holdings. When armies move around, you don't see them move, but when the tick ends, like, you'll see them in a new spot. So there's some visuals to help you move around here. And and I think it looks beautiful. There's like awesome soundtracks on. I'm using it when I work as like study tunes, like just a nice little medieval harp in the background. As the seasons change, the harp changes. It's beautiful, guys. So it's based on a text-based kingdom builder, but obviously it's, those are all browser-based and 20 years old. I don't even know if any exist anymore from what I've seen without graphics.
This sounds like a diatribe that I would walk away from at a cocktail party. You hear this guy going on about text-based adventures. I'm just like, I'll be over here at the punch bowl.
Dude, is this a niche that's too niche to talk about?
You sound like the guy who brings the guitar to the party. That's
man.
what you sound like right now. Guys, you really have to try games with no graphics or any animations or any fun. You just exist.
I was into games
words
before they were fun, or you could see them.
Guys, the TTF on here is unreal. You'll be having fun. Download it. Don't listen to these haters.
I'm just kidding. Text-based games can be fun.
Feudums.
Did we?
Play it.
I'm sorry. Did we announce that we're into highlights?
No, we missed that too.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing
Yeah.
great.
So we're talking about games that we have played this week. Emilio, you might want to adjust your mic a little bit. I think it got pointed away from your mouth when you stepped back. Let's just get into Diablo 4. I feel like we got to talk about this game because everybody's playing it. It releases on June 6th, but everybody has pre-ordered it. Pretty much. I was going to wait. They force you to buy the $90 version or $80 version, like the upgraded version, in order to get early access. So I just decided to buy like the super mega deluxe. I don't even know what I'm getting. I'm just like, whatever, dude, another $10. Like, I just want to play now. Because
you bought the $100 one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the retail, the base game's $70, then $90 if you want to get the deluxe version with early access, and then $10 if you get, I don't even know, dude. Like, I don't even understand what like they
I believe that you're actually going to get
the
the first battle pass for free.
Okay, but that doesn't come out till July, right? That's not out
correct.
Yet?
So
okay,
they are leaning very heavily into the seasons things again, where they kind of like what they did with Diablo 3. And
who am I getting sounds from? Is that me? Sorry,
No.
it was me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How much is the battle pass going to be? Probably $30, right? Or 20 at least.
I don't know. I'm guessing probably 10 actually.
Oh, really?
What is the name of the battle pass? Do we know that?
Ooh, we got to figure that out.
I don't even know if they have a name for it yet.
I don't even think they have a name for it yet.
We should
Diablo,
but
the Diablo battle pay.
Diablo battle pay.
Oh wow!
You get 15 points for playing Diablo. You get to level up 10 times for $10.
All right. Well, I'm a barbarian. I played a barb, and I'm about level 33, and I'm starting to discover more things about the barbarian that I like. Each class, I guess, has this specific weapon, or not weapon, but it's some sort of specialization. So with the barbarian, he has what's called an arsenal. So a lot of games, they say you can go into dual wielding, or you can sword and board, or two-handed weapon. In Diablo 4 with the barbarian, you just equip 4 weapons. You got 2 for your dual wielding, then you've got a two-handed slicing weapon and a two-handed bludgeoning weapon. And you can switch between those, and you can assign one of those weapons to your abilities that you choose. So I'm trying this really interesting build here where I've assigned a weapon to all the different abilities, and I keep rotating, and then I get all these buffs for switching weapons. So the more I switch weapons, the stronger I get. It's, a lot of these things, it's nice to be part of the game. And this is why I picked it up early. It's nice to be part of the game before people have theory crafted it to death. And I can just look online and see like exactly where the builds lie and the gear and all that stuff. Like it takes the joy out of it. We're in this discovery phase.
They already did that.
No, there's a lot of it out there, and I'm surprised at how quickly they get this stuff out. But honestly, it's very mixed. Because of course I'm on there and I'm looking at those barbarian builds,
Why are you doing
particularly
that?
for leveling. Because that's video game. Because it's 2023. That's how you play video games these days, dude.
I never do that.
You're like, we're in this great age of discovery, but me, I am doing my research.
Yeah.
That's how you play like any game these days. I feel, especially if you're a PC gamer. Like I don't know. I'm busy. I'm trying to level up so I can get on with the game here. But I've seen a lot of conflicting opinions, is what I'm saying. A lot of people are saying like, oh well, there's the Icy Veins has their build with, I think, upheaval, and it's just basically generating a bunch of fury, then spending a bunch of fury. I had a better luck with another build that I found from a YouTube video that works a little bit differently. And then I still think Whirlwind's going to be the best late game once you hit the level cap. But
hey, Bobby,
yeah.
if you would have spent your time that you were doing research playing, you would have leveled up and got through the levels that you were.
No, dude, if you don't do your research, you're going to take twice as long to hit the level cap.
Let me tell you, Emilio.
Bobby's a teacher. He's doing it.
Let the TA help the teacher here. So I tried playing by myself. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna look up builds. I'm just gonna play by myself.
We're playing veteran. I'm guessing everybody's on veteran.
I'm playing on veteran. Yeah.
Yeah, the World too.
Yeah. Okay. Me too.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm playing Druid. Okay. For those who don't know, Druid is the slowest leveling class. I did not know that. I'm at level 32 right now. Especially in the beginning, because you have essentially no stun, no critical damage, like effectiveness, anything. And so I was like level 9, dude. I'm like, this is going so fucking slow. Like there has to be a way to be faster. Now, like I'm literally like choosing the basic abilities, what I think is best, like comboing things. Like I'm not dumb as shit. I make my own magic decks and like all kinds of other shit that would indicate that I know how to, build a character in a game. Nope. I looked up this fucking guide, and it's completely different than from anyone would normally play like a druid or whatever. All it is just passive damage and one main ability. That's it.
But the
thing is,
does that make it fun though?
Yeah,
it does. It does actually, because you go from leveling super slow and falling behind all your friends to catching up and being another fucking very valuable member of the team. And there's a lot of different ways to play each and every class. For those who don't know, Diablo, I think, has 5 classes: Necromancer, Barbarian, Druid, Sorcerer, Rogue.
Yeah. And
then is there one I'm missing, or is that just 4?
No, that you got them all. It was Barbarian, Rogue, Druid, Sorcerer, and Necromancer.
Barbarian, Druid, Sorcerer, Necromancer,
Rogue. Yeah,
Rouge.
that's all 5. So not only can every class, obviously every class is different, but every class has different ways to play them. The way that they're doing leveling is pretty interesting. But right now, I'm not using a single ultimate spell at all. Like I have ultimate spells unlocked. I have them, I can put multiple points in them, not using a single one. Because if you were to play like that, you would be extremely handicapping yourself. And it's not to say that I'm like trying to burn through the game, but when it comes to like,
it does sound like you're trying to burn through the game, dude.
No matter what you choose to do, like if you choose to build, like you're going to end up doing the same thing over and over again. It's just, I am shocked now that I'm playing Diablo 4 and it's been a while since Diablo 3. I am shocked how similar this game is to WoW. Like it is so close to World of Warcraft. It's just kind of a different, it's less abilities and it's a different point of view, but everything else is almost exactly the same. You go, you get a bunch of quests, you do the quests. How many of these do you want me to kill? Like, oh, this guy's possessed. All right, I'll kill this demon.
You don't sound like you're having fun, dude. You don't.
Well, no, I will. I mean, it's like, wow, you grind until you get to the end and the game begins to.
But you're not having fun right now.
So, no, I'm just grinding. I mean, it's all right. I enjoy like leveling up, and the whole leveling up thing like feels so pointless because the enemies scale to your difficulty or to your level
as well.
Yeah, and your party, and then like another person. Like I was doing this event or something, a quest, and I'm killing these guys, and I'm kind of struggling with it. And then someone else comes in, and they're like half my level. They're like level 15 or something, and they're fighting like right alongside me, killing these enemies too. And I'm like, what's the point of even having levels? Like, it's nice that it does that, so you could play with your friends and people of different levels, but it almost is meaningless. So like I got to defeat that spider. Haven't done that yet, and I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm like, it doesn't really matter because the more I level up, the stronger the spider gets. I mean, I do get things like I'll get another dash or maybe like another potion slot. There are going to be some key advantages, but as far as like the numbers go, like everything pretty much just levels up or scales to about where you're at. So it does feel a bit like a hamster wheel, but it's
you're partially correct. So the way it scales for
there
the
are certain things that don't scale. Like there are DPS checks that you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, so for certain things, for example, like the higher you level up, the more of your chances of getting legendary gear and sanctified gear. At level, like if you go, you can actually skip arcs, which is really weird to me. Like you can just skip complete chapters of the game, and then you eventually have to come back and do them. But
yeah, well, you need to do the main quest line to get the mounts and like some other stuff.
And so what ends up happening is that you have to really determine, like, whenever you want to fight one of the bosses, not based on level, but based on gear, right? If you're seeing that all your gear is like blues and yellows and you don't have like a legendary piece that really works out with your build, you may not want to fight like a super hard fucking boss, because there's a couple bosses that I did die to.
And the bosses, especially before I looked online and did a little research, I could not beat any boss with the build that I had picked out on the barbarian. It's really all about that lunging strike, just that gap closer to get in close to them. It's super important.
You know, it's funny, Emilio. I'll tell you something that was indicative of me having to use a build. So I'm playing the game, right? And I'm playing with this build that I've been using and I'm still using now, but I'm like, I'm going to switch it up. You know, I'm going to switch it up. I'm gonna, see what the game is like, because I'm tired of being like this AoE build. So I switched to like a single target build. The first mob I kill drops a legendary that is intended for the same exact spec I just spec'd out of.
Yeah. Well, does it cost money? It costs money to unspec or whatever?
No, until level 8. It's free till 8, but it doesn't. Yeah. And then it increases in price the more you do it. But yeah.
So you guys, the TTF requires you to spend how many hours leveling before the game really begins?
I like.
By the way, I disagree. Of course, like I'm having a great time leveling up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I think the content's
I'm having a great time leveling up as well.
Yeah. It's Bobby. He doesn't like anything.
If I wanted to get to level 50 the fastest, I would literally do what a bunch of streamers are doing, and it's going to this one dungeon, doing it, not killing the last enemy, teleporting to the front of it, resetting it, and doing it again.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care about going fast. I want to enjoy myself while I'm going. I'm going to smell the roses, man.
Exactly. I'm having fun leveling. I think like Bobby is partially right that the leveling is useless, but they still need to tell their story somehow.
Yeah. Skipping all that. Don't care about the story.
And that's completely your prerogative. Like, you hate video game story.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And it's a lot of the same thing too. Like it's a lot of occult and demon stuff, which is kind of cool and interesting, but I think they reuse a lot of it. And the leveling and the gear thing. So you made a point about the gear, like it's mostly about the gear, and that is true, but you get better gear when you get a higher level. So
that's what I'm saying.
There's no point in me like slotting or upgrading or enchanting my gear, because I'm just going to hit another level and then immediately something better is going to drop. So
I will tell you, you should be keeping your legendaries.
What for?
You can take the
and you'll get the answer after the word from our sponsor.
Okay. No, that is a good point though, and I know what you're talking about. You can extract the what do they call them? The aspects.
The aspects
from the legendary gear. So like the buff, the thing that makes them really good, you can take that and store it and then apply it to another item later. And I'm just stockpiling mine because, like I said, it's pointless to like every time I pick up a new piece of gear, does it have like a green plus sign or a red minus sign? Green plus sign, I equip it. Red minus sign, I don't, and you just do that until you hit level 60. I don't know. I don't hate it. Like leveling can be kind of enjoyable sometimes. But it is extremely repetitive. And especially like when you've played a ton of WoW and you've leveled up character after character, it's just like, you've seen it all before, but Nick still enjoys it, and he's probably leveled up more WoW characters than I have.
Yeah. Bobby, tell me more about your character. Because all I know is the necromancer. So I guess you're stance dancing a lot.
It's you don't really change stances. You have your weapon arsenal, like I was talking about, where you switch between weapons, but
And you can assign any ability to any one of your three weapons.
it depends on the ability. So, for instance, ground stomp, you can't apply an
Right.
ability to that. But I've spread it out so like it has because my abilities when I switch weapons, I get it'll give me fortify and it'll also give me it reduces the cooldown of my ultimate by 1 second. So what I try to do is just I've also got kind of a bleed rend build going on, so I try to do like a certain rotation to lower the cooldown of my ultimate ability as much as possible, and I use that to dump damage.
Is there a cooldown that an opposite of a cooldown where like you can't switch right immediately, or you can go 1, 2, 3?
Well, yeah, I've got to generate fury, so
Okay.
I can't use my like normal attack, my lunging strike. I got to do that to build up fury, and then I can use rend to spend fury or rupture.
And
But
fury you get by just attacking.
yeah, it's standard barbarian.
Gotcha.
Navigating unintuitive UI menus. That's how you generate fury.
Nick, I'm curious about the druid. How if you can talk right now, what does how's the druid work? Is that not stancing as well? Because I know it's like a shapeshifter, right?
So there's actually a couple different builds. There's like the auto attack build where you're going for really you're just trying to get a really powerful
That's
weapon.
what you're doing right now, right?
No, I'm doing a pet build.
Okay.
And so you have
They have
three
pets
main
too?
pets. Huh?
I know the druid has pets.
Druid has active pets and passive pets, as weird as that sounds. So what ends up happening is that the build I'm using right now is a pet build. There's three main pets. There's a vine crawler, which is this underground thing that is constantly going in and out, and you can see it on the map, and it'll actively attack what gets into like I think 10 meters of you. There's wolves that are passively attacking, but they will also tank stuff. They can actually take aggro from the boss. And then there's crows, and what they do is they'll periodically attack one enemy, and they actually do quite a bit of damage. The other builds are like transforming builds where you rely on building spirit and transforming and then using your abilities while you're transformed.
That would be like an ultimate build, like you're building up to this.
I think so. I haven't messed with it too much. I just know that you can transform into a werebearer. You can, and it's all temporary. I don't think you can permanently stay as a shapeshifted form. And then the last one is like a kind of like a thunder and earth build, where you kind of do like AOE damage, and you siphon things into places, and you get yourself into danger. The build I'm using, the pet build's really interesting because what it does is that you have three main abilities that are associated with your pets. The vine ability is it enwraps everybody around you and then does massive damage per second. And they can't move, and then they also take bonus damage to any of your other attacks. The second one is the wolf attack, which is like really used for single target. All of your wolves will jump onto an enemy and pretty much instantly crit. Like they just do insane damage. And then the last one is a bird swarm that you can call into a circle, and they'll peck and slow everybody that's inside of it. My last two abilities is like a howl that turns me into a werewolf and instantly heals me 20%. And the cooldown on that's like 15 seconds.
It's not bad.
And then, yeah, it's almost like an extra potion a little bit. It's very nice. And then lastly, besides my auto attack, is a anti-swarm mechanic where you yell, or no, it's a cyclone wind that blows everything away from you.
Wow.
So the whole thing, what you're trying to do is you're trying to run into the middle of all the enemies, group them up, and then vine snare them, and then just let them die.
It's like a magic bruiser.
Kind of, yeah. He's very much a magic bruiser because there are tank builds for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you'd actually really like Druid, but obviously
I almost went with it, dude, because based on what Bobby had said, everybody's going necromancer, but I was like, I have to
everybody, dude. Three of my like 5 main friends that play the game are going necromancer.
Yeah,
I think it was really overpowered when they did the initial play test, but I don't know. I think they switched it up.
I do feel weaker than I was in the demo for whatever that means. But doing doing necromancer shit. Let's see, I'm going very heavily into like a puddle that does damage and slows things, like an AoE puddle, and then in that puddle, all kinds of bad things happen. Besides the puddle damage, my skeletons do more damage. They get slowed. They can potentially get stunned. And so, yeah, that's what but I'm very early. I'm only like level 12, I think.
Oh, so. Yawn. How boring. I mean, this is no Feudums, but I'm glad you guys are having fun, guys.
Oh, no, it's a game that millions of people are playing. It's not my text-based.
But it's not, remember,
in the 70s.
All these people are playing, but it's not really fun. Not until you get to the end game. Yeah, it's not fun at all.
I'm going to be edgy and build bricks.
I mean, just because a bunch of people do it, dude, doesn't mean that it's fun, man.
Okay, then stop playing, Bobby.
Lots of people.
No, it's going to be fun.
I hope it does become fun.
No, I think I'd play it.
Have you guys jumped on a pogo stick?
Yeah,
it's not fun. How many of those things did they sell? Your knees are breaking. It's not fun.
Do you want to hear the millennial version of the pogo stick? Moon shoes. Dislocate your ankle in like 5 seconds fucking flat. Mini trampolines for your feet.
I remember
that was the worst fucking invention in the world.
Do you guys see those shoes with the motors in them that make you walk like 20% faster? It's like they clip to the bottom of your shoes.
We could be fucking lazier. What? Wait, what happens? They're like wheelies, but they go. They're like
they go. Yeah, they have little motors on them.
Dude, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Wheeling around. What's that guy that got really Neistat or the guy in New York?
Casey Neistat.
Yeah, he was the first one to get a pair, and he was going through New York on those. Yeah, you're still walking. But you're walking 20% less.
Hey, I'm walking. You know what they say.
I'm walking over here.
Oh, you go. Oh, man, you got it. That was great.
All right. I tell you what is fun, and you don't have to wait. The TTF is right away. Street Fighter 6 came in storming. I mean, taking the world by storm. If Diablo IV wasn't around, but on Steam, it's the highest played 2D fighter ever, which is I can see anecdotally, like when I'm playing, it tells you what system because it's cross-platform with this PlayStation and Xbox, and like I'm playing a lot, majority PC players. I don't know if it like primarily goes to PC gamers, but for PC gamers, but yeah, a lot of PC gamers. If you've ever been interested in a 2D fighter or a fighting game and like it's too much, I get it. Like not only do you have 6 buttons, but you also have movements you have to attach to those 6 buttons to get things done. It's daunting. But now they have modern controls. They have 2 versions. They have if you've ever played Smash Brothers, it's the easiest way to do special moves ever. You just push a direction and the button, and it'll do like a fireball would be forward and A instead of doing the whole thing. And then playing, classic controls, you could throw a fireball, but you have to do the motion, and you have 3 buttons so you can select to do it. So you could do a slow fireball, medium fireball, or fast fireball. Obviously, you don't get those options. So if you're playing the new way, so that's one advantage to the classic controls. 2, there's a 20% damage debuff if you go by the modern controls. But the advantages to them, you can hold R2, the trigger button. You can hold R2 and just smash one button, and it'll automatically do the optimal combos that I can't do. I'm not like super good at combos. That's why I play Zangief, because like I can't do combos. So it'll do the optimal combo for the situation. So it'll do impossible combos that can't be done by humans, or just cannot be done, period. But you're taking a 20% damage debuff. So I think it's a happy medium. That's why people are going and playing this. There's literally light, medium, heavy attack, and special button. That's it. Oh, and R2 if you want to start comboing. So it's so easy for new players to play. Not just that, but on top of that, you have the dive meter. So there's this new dive meter. It has 6 little points on it. And when you block a lot, you lose dive meter. If you do EX moves, which is when you put a little more mustard on your moves, like it takes a little bit of this dive meter. If your dive meter goes all the way down, you turn gray, you move a little bit slower, and you can't do any of the dive things. You can't do a dive attack. You can't do a dive combo or a dive counter. So it really, you're pretty much fucked. So you got to really make sure you don't put too much mustard on your hot dog, or you're gonna be fucking fucked up. But within this dive gauge, there's the dive attack. Literally, you just push 2 buttons together for anybody, fierce and roundhouse, and you do this dive attack. First of all, it has armor, so if somebody's trying to hit you, you'll go through a lot of stuff and you'll still hit them, and you'll hit them with this huge counter move, and then they're stunned for like a whole second. And if you let's say you don't know what the fuck you're doing on fighting games, you can get good at this dive attack, and you can be great at this game. If you just get good at that dive attack, that's like 25% of the game now. So yeah, it's really accessible right now, guys. Like incredibly. Please go play Street Fighter. Besides that, I mean, it looks great. The characters are cool. I'm liking everybody. There's a guy that looks like Count Dooku. He's real fucking pompous, and he keeps fucking throwing. Yeah, JP, and he keeps throwing. Of course, because I'm playing Zangief. He plays a lot of junk. He throws a lot of projectiles, and he's pompous. He's at the other end of this being pompous, just throwing shit at me. Oh, it's so aggravating. Anyway, I have so much fun playing. My heart gets racing. It's so competitive. I love it. It's so good.
Are the accessibility changes going over well in the community, or is that like a contentious thing?
I think that's why it's doing so well. There are some high level, like top 100 players that are actually using the modern controls because of it'll automatically do the most the best combo possible, in that circumstance. But giving up 20%, that's so far people seem to be happy with the exchange. I mean, everybody's liking this. I haven't seen a negative thing said about this. Although that said, let me get into the negative side of this. There's an entire other game where you build your own character. You can do crazy shit, like you can make them look like whatever you want. Like insane things, like giant fucking legs and tiny little arms, and they end up looking like a bowling pin, or the vice versa of that, or fat or skinny, just a ridiculous, almost Gumby level control over your character, which is fine. And then you could take that character and go play other people with their made up characters, which is fine also. But you can go around there's like this single player game where you go around the world. And like you go up to like Chun-Li, you learn Chun-Li's moves. In order to learn all her moves, you have to keep playing. You have to keep playing the game with her being your master. So you're gaining XP under Chun-Li's tutelage, and then you'll just keep. Which is funny because my guy's a big fat dude. Harry, it's me. It's a big muscular fat dude, and so But all my moves are Chun-Li's, right? So he's like very feminine, and he's just like bowing to his opponent and stuff while she's my master. It's fine. I'm like okay with the thing, but it's a grind fest. Like I couldn't imagine having to go to all 14 characters, learning all their moves, and then from there you don't have to be just Chun-Li. You can pick one move from Ken, one move from Chun-Li, one move from Zangief, and make your own, your true blue own character, which sounds great, but I'm not down for the grind. I'd rather be playing, which is good. The good thing about that is you're gaining whatever currency they have the entire time you're playing, no matter what you're doing. Yeah, I would say the best thing about this whole thing is visuals and this whole dive thing, guys. Like literally just push 2 buttons together. If you push it first, the paint comes out of you for your character's colors. Like mine are red and yellow for Zangief. the paint is flying behind him, and he's doing this like thing. But if the other person does their dive move second, they automatically win. But it goes into this whole fucking like cinematic because it's dive versus dive. It doesn't happen over and over and over. It's just because people know that once you do yours, you're very susceptible. So it's almost like this other second game going on. It's really fucking cool. Once your dive meter gets really low, your dive counter, which is like depends what character you are. Blanca turns around and just shows his fanny. That just like takes all, it doesn't do any damage, and your dive meter goes up the more damage you absorb with it. So people are trying to counter all the time. I don't know. As a Street Fighter fan, like it couldn't have been a better release because one, it's the highest rated Street Fighter of all time. Street Fighter 2 came out before people were rating video games, so who knows what that would have been. But like, so there's that. There's the accessibility, so people are actually playing. It's got this single player thing that I don't care about, but some people do. And then they're trying to recreate the whole arcade setting where like you can go into like this huge room with virtual cabinets and you see somebody playing, you sit down and you play against them, and then other people can come and watch you guys just like the old arcades, which is cool. So it couldn't have been a better release.
I do have a good question. Yeah. So I know that certain characters were already announced before the game was coming out. How do you feel about the fact that they've already announced the DLC characters and their release dates?
I think it's fine, dude, because it's such a positive release. I think there's enough characters for a release. Everybody's about that whole, the season pass, the punch pass, Christian, is what it's called.
Dude, we need to make a YouTube video where we just rank every battle pass name specifically. I think that would be awesome.
I just made that up. I don't know what they call it. They're probably just going to call it the Street Fighter season pass. I know.
Wow.
You just crushed.
I know. The punch pass would have been great.
Suck, dude. You suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reigning champion Plunder Pass will never be unseated.
It can't be defeated, but we need to see how close people can get.
I like it.
But the only reason I say that is because my favorite character is not coming out until spring of next year, and I won't be buying the game until then.
Akuma?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got big old white hair now.
Matter. I mean, I'm going to mop the floor with you no matter who you pick.
Of course. But what's going to happen is I'll be back in school, so I have plenty of time, and I'll be practicing on my Steam Deck.
I still can't beat Ken, no matter what. It's just a hard counter for Zangief.
Yeah, isn't he the hard counter for Zangief besides Guile?
Dude, even a mediocre Ken player can just walk right through me for some reason. It's so annoying.
For those who don't know, in a lot of fighting games, there are characters that are completely countered by another, only because just their moveset invalidates the other person's moveset. It's kind of like this dichotomy thing in the professional series where people will either stay with one character or will have a roster of characters to play with. And there's like this idea that you can ban and choose characters that you want to play as. So if I know Emilio is like a really good Zangief player, I'll ban Zangief immediately. I hope they start introducing that into the game, kind of like what they did with League of Legends. I think that would really change up the online tournament play in Street Fighter.
There's a lot of Zangief players right now, which I hate because I played him before he was cool. That whole thing. It's just that
I'm cool.
Because of the whole dive attack. If I land the dive attack, it's a guaranteed spinning pile driver. So it's like I'm gonna do the best move possible in the game right after I just got you dizzy. Anyway, I'm talking to like 3 people right now. It's great. I'll play. Maybe I'll record some gameplay and share it with you guys.
That would be awesome. Oh, Feudums, am I right? Whew. Damn.
Ain't no Feudums.
Only game with more spinning pile drivers than Street Fighter 6.
Bobby, I know you don't like to hear both of us talk back to back when it comes to me and Emilio because it's just so dry. Can you tell us a little bit about Kingdom 2 Crowns?
Kingdom 2 Crowns. 2 Crowns. Sounds like a rapper. This is the 2D city building game that I was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. And I played Kingdom Newlands when it was given away for free on Epic Games, and I got totally hooked on it, but I had a really tough time. Like I didn't progress in the game very far, and I found it kind of frustrating. For some reason, I'm having a way better time with Kingdom 2 Crowns. I'm progressing way further than I've ever been. It does. There is a lot of like slow points to the game. So it's 2D, and you're building your city outward from the middle. You have your base in the middle, and then you build up walls, and then you build like bows for to turn civilians into archers and things like that. You know, like a standard city builder, but you're building like out to the right and out to the left. So you constantly have to run back and forth from right to left to continue expanding your city and destroying these evil portals that keep sending enemies at you. Once you've conquered an island or at least built a boat, you can jump on it and sail to another island, which has more resources, and you get access to more things and bigger and better buildings that you can construct. It's the city builder just boiled down to a really basic premise, and I really like it. There is seasons in the game, and I was talking about some of those dead spots. Like sometimes you feel like you're just taking too long to like get something done. There's a lot of like running back and forth, but there's also seasons, and winter, none of your farmers can harvest crops, and your money just totally slows down, and you really just have nothing to do but sit in your base. I don't know if I'm missing something, but whenever winter rolls around, I've just got to like leave the game on for like 15 minutes or however long it takes.
Right.
It seems strange. If you have spearmen, they can go fishing, and of course your archers can go out hunting, but there's not too much to hunt during the winter. But it's really like this just odd stop in the gameplay where you just have to wait it out. It's very strange.
Making some igloos?
No igloos yet. There is DLC.
Snow angels? Snowballs?
I don't know if that would
Snowball
help.
Fights? I'm just listing winter activity. Skiing?
Have you made any Canadians?
God, the new version.
Maybe there's a
DLC
DLC that'll have that in it. I don't know.
So my only question is, do you think it's worth $20?
I didn't pay $20 for it. So it was on sale on IndieGallo for $5, and
that's
absolutely worth it.
To me, if this game's on sale for $10 or less on mobile, I'm picking it up immediately. I've been looking for a mobile game that actually has like depth and like fun. A lot of the games are like swipe here, or like you have like a virtual joystick that sucks ass.
Yeah, dude, I know all about mobile games. They're terrible. What is cool about this is they've got something set up. You have to sign into Steam and link accounts. But if you do all that stuff at the beginning, you can actually save your progress and continue it on another platform.
Whoa,
so
that's epic. That's sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't tested that out, and I don't know if I did it right, but if that works, that's incredible. That's great.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say the game is like very mechanically simple. So you press right to go right, left to go left, and then when you want to spend your coin, like you pick up coins as you run by farmers and stuff. Shift to run and not shift to walk. But when you walk by a building, you'll see like 4 slots, and you just hold the down key and your coins will go boop, 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 and you'll spend those coins. It's like an incredibly simple game that would translate really well to mobile, like mechanically speaking.
Speaking of the mobile stuff, just real quick, I've been playing a couple mobile games that are on Steam, and I've noticed they're always cheaper. So Kingdom 2 Crowns right now is $8.49 Canadian. That's Canadian decals, guys. That's like $6 US probably.
On mobile?
Yeah, on mobile. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, generally they are. I think they know that nobody's going to spend $20 on a mobile game.
Yeah.
But the depth is most likely pretty similar, especially if they have this cross-platform play. That's super exciting. That's really cool.
Yeah. And the cool thing about 2 Crowns 2, why I specifically wanted this one, is because this was the first multiplayer one. So you can play with a friend. And at first I didn't know how that was going to work. And I haven't tested it out yet, but I assume that you have you have like these hero characters, and that's a character that you can control. And then you run around and you do things in your city with that character. So if you were playing with someone else, you could say, I'll take the right side of the screen, you take the left side. and then you guys could get through it twice as fast. And they have a way where you can just jump into other people's games, or you can open yours up to multiplayer. I haven't done that yet, but maybe I should try it. I don't know how many people are playing this game.
Bobby opens up his village, immediately gets destroyed by the other player.
We have the data, Christian. How many people are playing this?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
473 right now. Today's peak was 900. So people are playing it.
Yeah. That's enough for a 2-player game.
If it's on mobile, and it's highly rated on mobile, I just had the reviews up. I wish I could get a number. But it seems like people are playing it on mobile, and if it's cross-platform there, like, that's awesome.
I need a mobile game. Now that I don't have Snap, I'm like, what do I do right now for 20 minutes when I'm just standing here? Think about my life? Fuck no.
We will never think about our life, not on this one.
Play Diablo Immortal.
Oh God!
Well, that's Kingdom 2 Crowns. Really good game. Recommend it. If it wasn't for Diablo, I would still be playing the hell out of this game because
is it fun though, Bobby? Before it becomes fun later?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much immediately gratifying. I mean, you are progressing, you jump into different islands and getting bigger and better things. But I really enjoy it. Dude. Would love to play multiplayer. And you can always, like, even if you die, you fall back to like another island too. So it's not like you've completely lost your playthrough once you get defeated.
I can't wait
the baddies. The baddies are cute.
Multiplayer with you, Bobby. But mostly so when winter comes around, we can do fun activities together.
Winter activities. All right.
Yeah. Snow Angels. I think Snow Angels is one of the most fun things you can ever do as a kid.
Yeah. We had electricity, so yeah, we had a different view on that.
We had electricity and graphics
100 years ago? Damn, dude. Holy shit. All right. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2? How epic is it?
It's very quick. It's even more epic now. The day has come, guys. Mods has been introduced, and that's what that's all we care about. That's all we care about because
Can I
this
put
is
my
when
Warhammer
you get
characters in it now.
Yeah. So I was there. What'd you say, Nick?
I said, can I put my Warhammer characters in here now?
Guess what? The Blood Ravens are in there. That's the first one that I saw. Yeah.
Not those Warhammer characters.
But before the Blood Ravens, there was at least, I like watching it. I like checking it every day just to see what somebody does. And I think people are doing it the really shitty way. They're just probably just grabbing whatever file they need to reskin an existing one. And so people are just throwing things up there, but some of them are being highly rated. There's one called the Galactic Trooper, I think it is. It's not Star Wars based, but I think the animations are good. Somebody actually modded it all the way in the game. Either that or the devs themselves put in 12 mods, so maybe that's one of theirs. But yeah, this is the beginning of like when this gets so cool, because when you're playing Army Men, it's great to play the Army Men of whatever IP you love. It's fun.
I thought you had electricity. Army Men? Jesus.
Yeah, it's a great time, and it's fun for me, even if I'm not playing. It's fun for me to check the mod scene every day and seeing what's rising to the top and what's going to the bottom. Let's see, like right now, if I were to go there, I should have this put up already, but I'm almost there. Clicking on it. No.
We can sing a song for mods while we wait. Bobby, Nick.
Here we go. No, I got it.
With me.
Warhammer versus Star Wars. Who's gonna win? It's probably gonna be the worst one.
Bobby, you didn't join. Whatever. Okay.
All right. So right now, the top ones are Galactic Soldier. That was the one I was talking about. It's the only one 5 stars. Insurgent, Elf Spearman, Elf Archer, Pigman, which is really scary looking, Robo Soldier, Hobgoblin, Phase 1 Clone Trooper, not to be mistaken with Phase 2.
You don't mistake those two.
The Colossal Titan from what is that called, Nick? The Titans?
Do you mean the greatest anime of all time, Attack on Titan?
Yeah. And so, whatever IP you're into, eventually somebody's going to make something. Or maybe you should try your hand at modding for the first time. Iron Giant, fucking camel spider.
That's exciting.
Yeah. The whale. Oh my god, it's terrifying. But anyway, yeah, this is awesome, man. This is the part that I love.
As children, were you guys ever worried about being swallowed by a whale? Like, because you guys live by the ocean, is that a fear?
Has it ever happened in history?
I feared more about jellyfish.
I read about it in that one book. That guy, he lived in it for a while.
There's a guy who I saw a video of a guy who just picked up a huge jellyfish and just hugged it like it was
in Turkey.
Yeah, and then immediately regretted
jellyfish like an idiot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was awful.
For those who don't know, jellyfish can sting you when they're dead. Their stinging mechanisms are purely mechanical, and so yeah, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Ultimate Battle Simulator.
Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. It's one of those things where like I like the things around it more than I like the thing, like rap.
Like rap. I like rappers, but I don't like rap.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh man. So last week, Bobby, you talked about Boltgun, right?
Yep. And I assume you have beat the game by now.
Correct. I did. I beat the game the day after the podcast released. So that Wednesday. Time to beat for me, I believe, was 8 hours.
That's a lot of content, man.
Yeah, each mission's anywhere between like 15 to 30 minutes. I was playing on the second hardest difficulty. Man, it went from overwhelmingly positive at 98% to 93%. I think it should stay there, in my opinion. They've already teased DLC for the game. I'm thinking the DLC is probably going to cost an extra $5, if that. There's already been talks about other characters that you can play as with different abilities. One thing the game does not tell you is that you do have essentially a grapple gun to enemies. The game does not let you know that if you are mid-air and you use your chainsword, you will jump to the next enemy.
Did you know that, Bobby?
I knew how it worked, but I didn't really use it to jump. And I don't know. There wasn't a lot of vertical gameplay for me. And also, it didn't seem to benefit me to be that close to the enemies. So I tried to keep my distance.
Let me tell you why you're wrong, Bobby.
I'm not going to tell you why you're wrong. I'm just going to say where it actually comes into play. And that's the third chapter. So in the first two chapters, they introduce all the guns to you, except for one, which is essentially like the BFG, right? They introduce all the guns to you. You asked, what do the numbers mean for the guns? It's how much damage they do according to the enemy's toughness. That's all it is. And then some guns can stun if they go over a certain amount of toughness, but that's a lot of stuff that you guys don't need.
So are you leveling up the guns, or do they just have different numbers?
No, each gun has different strength numbers. So if you're fighting a Terminator, which I think it has like a strength of like 6, and your plasma gun has a strength of 7, it's way more effective on him than it is on anything else. Like it would be overkill to shoot like a cultist with it. And so they really make sure that you can't just mono one gun the whole game. It just doesn't make sense, to be honest. What is nice and what I liked about it is it's similarly like it's kind of lore accurate, right? It's fun. It's fast. The music slaps. Not as good as Darktide though. The action is nonstop. But what I will say, you went to chapter 1, right? You finished chapter 1?
I'm right at the end of it.
Right at the end of it. So once you beat chapter 1, which chapter 1 I think actually has the best ending out of all the chapters. But chapter 2, you get all the rest of the guns, which are insane. Like as far as like the mechanics that they provide and how they like what it changes. There's essentially a laser gun that causes enemies to explode, and then it also like the more enemies you destroy, the stronger it gets. There's like a plasma shotgun that goes through stuff. It's just a bunch of fun, but I think the best part of the game is actually the end. And the reason I say that is that the game no longer has the trick of introducing new guns to you, so it introduces new ways to play, and like new level design. So there's a level that you're literally just hopping up in a corkscrew pattern the whole time, and you're just being shot at from the top and the bottom the whole time. So
it's like a tower level.
it's like a tower level, and then there's another one where you're in a foundry and it's one mega room, and you have to figure out how to get across the foundry to each corner.
That's pretty cool.
It essentially the game. I think the game would be even better if there was like, if a little bit of that design became earlier, because once you get to the second chapter, you've actually seen all the enemies as well. They're like empowered enemies that end up showing up later, but they don't really do all too much difference. I would say as a Warhammer fan, it hits a certain chord, and I loved it, and I played it, and it's probably going to be one of my top 5 games of the year. As a boomer shooter, I still think it's pretty solid as well. So,
if you get, again, not being a dev, being a gamer, if you get one advantage to doing this graphical type, you would think enemy types would be the easiest thing, because you only have to do the front of it and then its abilities. That's it.
Correct.
A 2D model.
Apparently the dev time wasn't that long compared to like what actually came out. Like, people think that the DLC is already done as well. It's like corn based DLC for all the all the Warhammer heads who haven't played it, which is pretty unbelievable if you haven't. There's 4 chaos gods, so essentially 4 satans. There's a red one that's really angry that loves war. There's a green one that really loves disease. There's a blue one that likes telling lies, and there's a pink one that really likes drugs and sex. You face the green one and the green one and the blue one and all of their minions, as well as some mortals. The enemy design and what they do is definitely nice. They change the dynamics in the end of the game by changing the enemy positionings.
Right.
Yeah. But I think
it would have been nice if it was like different. Yeah. Like,
I agree with you. I think if they come out with a corn DLC, which would be the next, the red one. I think if they introduce those characters into the first story, like if you started from chapter 1 as a new player and the corn,
yeah, I see what you're saying,
and the corn demons were there, I think it would actually be perfect in that sense with like the enemy diversity. So.
All right, I'm gonna regret asking this, but who are you fighting in this game? Is it
you're fighting demons?
Jesus.
Yeah, you're just essentially fighting demons and then like cultists. The story is a boomer shooter story. Stop this mage that is gonna open up a rift to hell. Go fucking kill him. That's it. Like the story is the story. What I will fucking say, the biggest hamstring to this game is that there's no goddamn map.
Did you feel that too, Bobby?
Yeah, I kept hitting tab like as a reaction, just trying to figure out where I was supposed to go. Because some of the maps can get a little confusing as to where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. There's a lot of elevator shafts, and there's a key system. You got to get the red key to unlock the red door. So it's not as bad as like say Turok, but you can definitely get lost.
Yeah, I believe there's actually a companion website that was made by one of the fans that you literally can just have it on your second monitor or have it on your phone, and you can.
That's the type of research Bobby loves. Very good, very good. I hope that Colonel DLC comes out soon, Nick.
Colonel. Yeah. If I give it my unbiased opinion, I'd give it an 8.5, but with biases, I would say 9.2 out of 10.
I like it. I like having the. I like it, dude. I like it.
With my biases,
I dig it.
9.257.
You really got to get to, when it comes to biases, you got to give the odd numbers.
Yeah,
the 9.374.
Because biases themselves are not mathematical.
I honestly think if you just like boomer shooters, or you just want a game that you can beat really quickly and you like quick gameplay, I think anybody would like this game.
Hey Bobby, how does this stack up to Ultra Kill or whatever that last one was? That was really good. The boomer shooter, the best one in the last couple years.
Ultra Kill. I think Ultra Kill had a little more going on in the gunplay.
Yeah.
That they did some interesting things in that, but this is, I think, a little more standard when it comes to first-person shooters.
Yeah.
The last 2 things I will say, and they're going to be short. one of my favorite things from Doom they kept in the game, and that is the bodies turn towards you when you walk around.
Oh, that's cool.
And then secondly, this is a tip of advice that anybody plays the game after me talking about it. Go to options, go to controller settings, and click toggle run. It'll improve the game 10 times better for you. So, yeah,
sounds good. Same thing with Returnal. You can do the same thing on Returnal. Toggle run. There's no time. There's no walking in Returnal. You don't.
In Feudums, you want to set up your notification.
If you actually press the shift key, all your letters will be big.
Got it.
That's great. That's good shit. Okay, sorry, Emilio. I'm walking all over your plug. My bad.
Guys, it's our pledge drive again. Not actually, we're not kind of trying to raise money. We're trying to raise people. I need each and every one of you, especially if you're not donating money, to go.
Do you need me, Emilio? Me?
I need you. I need you to go and tell 2 of your friends that you play video games with about this podcast.
Wow.
So how would you do that? You just Steam message. Think about who has a long commute, who doesn't want to listen to their wife, who has tons of time to kill. Those are the people you're targeting. I need you to go and tell them about this fantastic podcast that we've been putting together this is a samurai sword that we have sharpened to its edge over 10 years. What you're listening to right now is a refined machine, well-oiled. Bobby provides the horsepower. Emilio provides a lot of bullshit. Christian, enthusiasm, and Nicholas lies. It's great. We all come together, and it works. So yeah, go out there. Go out into the interwebs, spread the gospel. You might be a disciple if you get enough people coming in. Yeah, so there you go.
We're setting up a cult-like structure.
It's a cult.
If you're thinking of telling 3 friends or 1 friend, stop what you're doing.
No, it's 2.
It's 2.
Just
Learn
2.
how to count.
Just 2.
Yeah.
Your mom doesn't count as a friend.
It's like an MLM for fun. Multi-level marketing.
The TTF
right?
Sued in like 10 countries.
Yeah. It doesn't. Everybody after you has a little bit less fun, but they're still gonna have fun,
Okay.
And I'm having the most fun.
That was brought to you by Polybridge 2.
Yikes. All right. Time for some listener questions here. We've got a few. First one coming from Hogglefosh. He says, are games still games? In the past, playing games had a greater sense of exploring mysterious, immersive worlds that oozed passion. Now I'm feeling an increasing sense of being on a human hamster wheel that cynically exploits dopamine-producing activities like tactile sounds, risk reward, shiny things, and progression. Have I changed or has gaming? Have we reached an end of history for games?
This is why you play. This is why you play indie titles, man. Or that's why I play indie titles, because they're not caught up in whatever is making the most money, and they're not caught up in the mobile whirlwind of notifications and things to click on. So they'll just make a game for the sake of hopefully people like it and buy enough copies that they can make another one. And they do that. If they do that 5 times, they become super giant, and it's a success. It's awesome. So that's why I play. There it is. I mean, if you're feeling that way about playing AAAs, maybe look at something like Hades.
Need more Hades in your life.
Yeah.
I agree with Emilio. I'd say indie games are the gamer's block unblocker in a lot of ways, or playing games that you would normally not play. Like if I were to play like a text-based game or something, I don't know. I think things have changed significantly since like the quote unquote golden age of video games, like 2011. 2012. I think what we're seeing is the gaming industry change even more now. There's a lot of companies who are making a lot of expensive games and they are flopping hard. And you can see the changes in the background. Like Redfall fucking failed like hard. And it is a multi-million-dollar project. I think what we're going to start to see is this new tier of game, or I think we're actually already seeing it, to be honest. We have like these AAA games where it's like God of War, Grand Theft Auto, fucking Halo, like these brand specific, very large games. Then you have like smaller games that are released for like the $40 or $50 price range, like Dark Tide, what is it called? The game where you control armies, Mountain Blade Warband. Like you have games like that, and then you have like the indie $20 games that are like the diamonds in the rough, like the games that will really kind of express different ways of telling stories, whether it be like a bag inside of a bag of milk, whatever bullshit. But a lot of times they can tell really good stories, or they just have good gameplay. Like I said, I think that's where the industry is heading now, where you have these games that are, blocked behind a season pass or blocked behind whatever. I think we're going to start to see the death of that in the next 5 years, but it's not going to be quick. Yeah.
Someone clip that soundbite. We'll play it in 5 years. See if it's happening.
Well, look, when you're playing Call of Duty, it's hard to like feel the passion that the devs had. Zero. There's zero feeling.
I wouldn't
of
say
the
there's
passion.
zero. Oh, the feeling of the passion.
Yeah, but then if you play something like
if you play Darkest Dungeon 2 and you just see all the fucking art and like all the animations and the difference between Darkest
together.
Dungeon 1, you're just like, holy shit, this is a passion project. Like,
or Deep Rock Galactic, where it improves every fucking year. Oh, and by the way, Diablo's only gonna get better. Diablo 4. They launched fantastic.
Unless they pay for
Legend,
unless they come up with a way to pay like they did for the
monetize more
mobile game. They can
only
hamstring themselves so much.
No, I think that's why I didn't mind throwing down $100 on this game, because I'm gonna get a lot of time.
Because I know I'm not gonna have fun till the end. That's why I spent $100.
No, I mean, like, how many games do that though? Even Kingdom 2 Crowns, like there's a lot of time in that game where I'm just like, oh my God, dude, let's go. Come on. Like, this is just like, you're making me wait unnecessarily. And yeah, but I mean, going into Diablo, I know that's going to happen.
Hey, Bobby, it's crazy. It's like, first of all, I can't remember the last deluxe version of anything I bought. Like, I don't know if I ever have. And I bought the deluxe version of Street Fighter 6, and I definitely cannot remember the last time you paid for a deluxe. Like, can you remember a deluxe?
I know. It was Battlefield 4. I bought it. Pretty hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows. It's on his wall. It says "Never again." And as a picture,
I mean, I played the hell out of that game, dude. That was my favorite Battlefield. I got really into 3, and then right around that time, like 4 came out, and I was like, dude, I know I'm going to get some mileage out of this game.
Yeah.
4 is the best Battlefield.
And I hated 1. I really didn't like 1. It was so strange. And it doesn't make any sense because 1, they simplified things a lot. They kind of went back to the basics, and they're just like, let's get rid of all this clutter, like the million attachments on a million different types of guns. But I don't know. It just wasn't Battlefield to me. Or maybe I was just kind of done with it at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, 1 didn't
I'm surprised you
either.
I'm surprised you didn't play 1 when like the renaissance happened for that game, because it had a huge launch, and then like for like 5 months, the player base died naturally, and then like it wasn't even a DLC that came out; it was like a free DLC, and then the game just skyrocketed in players again. And like I said, I'm really surprised you didn't play more of that, because like there was new aspects of the game, like the horse riding with like the javelins that had grenades on the end and things like that. Like
I tried at several points to get into the game. It just never really happened for me. I don't know.
I didn't like the move away from the squad-based mechanic. I feel like it was the most arcadey Battlefield I ever played. It was also
maybe you can definitely do a lot more solo shit in that game than compared to the other one.
The squad was the big part of Battlefield. That's why I always preferred it over over
I think I
Call of
want to play
Duty.
Battlefield now.
But regardless of how I feel, I think that was a really successful game for them, because I remember that was the first time I ever looked at like the simultaneous launch of Call of Duty and Battlefield. And for whatever reason that I couldn't understand, everybody was like, yes, we like Battlefield going back to World War I, and no, we hate Call of Duty going into the future.
Space.
We're so sick of that.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know, it could have gone the other way. Like maybe people were just like, everybody just kind of like jumped on the bandwagon and was like, yep, we all hate Call of Duty now. It was so weird to me.
I mean, that Call of Duty that released with it is arguably the worst one. Like
Oh,
it
really?
is bad.
Is that
Ghosts?
Is that the one in space?
No, it's either yeah, no, it is the one in
Future or
space.
something. I think it had Future in the title or something.
Call of Duty Gravity of the Future.
No, yeah,
Sounds like a
it
Japanese
was the
game.
one in space. Like it was the one that nobody really played. Like the
Gravity
zombie sucks
Future.
for it as well.
I think there was like jetpacks or some sort of like jumping thing or something. And, yeah, I don't know. And I was
You
just
like
like,
dash
dude,
the
I don't.
Jumping thing.
Yeah, some
what it
sort
was
of
is
like
you can
sticking to
dash in the
walls.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love when.
Feudums. Sorry.
Is that going to be our soundboard for you now?
Brought to you by Feudums.
It's my last Feudums. I swear, it's my last Feudums.
Yeah.
No, I think Bobby's really right. Do you want to read the next question?
Sure. Next one is from Pyronical. Can we get through an episode without a Warconius question?
We did, dude.
No, man.
Congrats.
We did.
No, I wanna talk about Warconius' response to this question specifically in Discord. He says, "Do you understand that asking a question about Warconius questions makes it then a Warconius question?"
Agreed.
It does.
Yep.
Agreed.
It does.
Yeah.
So no, the answer is no.
Great job,
Well,
Chronicle. You fucked it up.
He does say, maybe I'm just salty that Bobby missed my question and his hate for survival crafting. So
I did include the question.
And we have that question. Sometimes this does happen. And if it does, let us know. Like it's pretty rare, but occasionally we do miss a question, because I'm not even going to take the blame for this. Some people get to talk in the channel in Discord for listener questions, and then your listener question gets lost in the conversation. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Pyronical asks, which movie would make a good survival crafting game? And 0 points for zombie movies.
Oh
Yeah,
damn it! That was my first thought, of course.
That's everybody's first thought, right?
District 9.
Oh nice.
nice.
It's like
That's
zombies
good.
with bugs, though. Aliens,
No,
zombies,
it's not-
aliens, and bugs are pretty interchangeable.
It's like the bugs are like the overlords, and you have to like build your own little underground
Or
shelter.
you're playing
and
as
shit.
the bugs.
Yeah. Well, you can play as the bugs. Yeah, and you can be like settlers in like
Hmm.
Africa or something. Like, 'cause I believe in the world of District 9, most of the world has been populated, and like it's like essentially everything's covered in favelas. So
I love the setting of like steampunk airships. I think survival crafting, where you're like trying to gather helium from where it naturally exhausts from and trying to like escape an island or something, that could be fun.
Did you ever? There was an airship game that like blew up like 4 years ago. Christian, it was like an MMO on.
Oh God, what was that
Oh,
game?
Guns
yeah,
of
we all
Icarus.
put. Yeah,
Yeah.
Guns
Okay,
of
did
Icarus.
you
We all
play
set
it?
that up.
Yeah, I had fun on Guns of Icarus. I love the
Yeah.
team mechanics, but there was people there who were so sweaty, and I was not. And yeah,
Be
seemed
more
like a very
sweaty.
hardcore crowd. Yeah, be more sweaty. Get good.
Which movie would make a good survival crafting game? I want to say Wall-E, because
Yeah,
I picture a robot.
That's literally
on
his
an
job,
abandoned-
isn't it?
Yeah,
no, he's a
Yeah.
garbage disposal.
he's surviving. He's crafting. Yeah, he's doing it all, man.
That's so funny that you guys just said that, because we watched Wall-E yesterday. I think it was.
Still
Wow.
holds up, hey.
Was it the
It's a great
first time
movie.
your kids had seen it?
Well, she's 3, so she's not gonna remember shit about it.
Mm.
But yeah, she was watching it. It's funny. I mentioned to Sam that like Saturday morning cartoons or whatever Netflix cartoons have better graphics now, than Wall-E, or like the same level. It's
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
interesting.
it was a
that-
big deal when it came out. But
Oh yeah,
Is-
yeah, it was great. I thought Eve was sexy, honestly. Game movies. I'm gonna go with. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything. I have nothing.
I was anticipate.
I was gonna say the Lion King because it was the first thing that came to mind.
The Lion King. I like that.
Yeah, you collect stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Of course.
Prides of lions. I don't know.
Prides of lions.
Yes.
Yes.
See, you know, we had a decent podcast going this whole time, and then Lion King just torpedoes the whole fucking thing.
Prides of Nick, I forgot we were going to do a bit on Total War Games where we pitch each other. We can do that next time.
Well, Nick, no, that's Let me come up with that list. I mean, I have one. I have one.
Yeah, you guys can do that next week. And by the way, I won't be on next week's episode.
What?
Oh, what's
I won't be here next week.
It's a joke because you guys are doing your Warcraft bit or Warhammer bit.
It's Total War, not Warhammer.
War? You don't even know what the fuck. Oh my God, Bobby.
You love Total War, Bobby.
All right.
Total disappointment. That is what I
totally. All right. What's everybody playing next week?
Diablo 4.
Diablo.
And Street Fighter.
Oh, sorry.
Diablo.
It's funny, man, because like
Satan.
I know that I'm falling behind in Diablo by not playing it, but I feel like if I'm not playing Street Fighter, I'm falling behind on skill, which is
you don't trip too much about Diablo 4 because the season starts in June. If you really want to get like sweaty with it, but if you just want to play through the game, you have quite a while.
I just want to play through the game.
It's not going anywhere, dude. Yeah.
It's just having fun, not like
I'm just having fun. I'm having fun on the part that's not fun for other people. Yeah. All right. Christian, are you going to be playing Snookums or what was it?
Yep. I will be playing Feudums. It's free to play, pre-early access. If anyone else wants to form a kingdom with me, let me know.
I think we named this one Time to Fun, right? TTF?
Oh, yeah. Time to Fun. Definitely.
All right. Speaking for Bobby, Nicholas, Christian, and myself, TTF titties. Bye, buddy. That's a TTFT. I can't make this stuff. Yeah, that's why he's shaking his head now. I have to move furniture upstairs now.